This Friday, Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan are back to switch things up in Disney's Freakier Friday.
Totally, yes.
It's an absolute riot, and the only movie that can be described as
So much weirder than the last time.
What last time?
it's the frequel
You ready?
we've been waiting for.
That absolutely slays.
What deeply out of touch old person came up with that?
You did.
Wow.
Don't miss the comedy event of the summer for all ages. Disney's Freakier Friday in theaters this Friday. Get tickets now. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
It's Wednesday, Addams. I see you're trying to distract yourself from your own banal thoughts. Let me help. Here's a recording thing made of my latest root canal.
Wednesday, Season 2, begins August 6th, only on Netflix.
Hey all, I'm Jamie Lynn Sigler, a mom, actor, and advocate. I know how overwhelming it can be trying to decide which treatment is right for you. I've been there. But you should know you're not alone. You can do this. Start with some research, talk to the community, and most importantly, don't be afraid to ask your doctor questions. You might find results that speak for themselves. That's how I landed on Kesimpta. Ask your doctor if Kesimpta, ofatumumab, could be right for you. You can check out the details at kesimpta.com.
Pie in the Sky Media. This series contains adult language and descriptions of graphic violence throughout. Listener discretion is advised.
My illustrious partner, Carolyn Osorio, just said, let's get down to Schabusiness. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another bonus episode of Criminal Mischief with Carolyn and Branden. I'm one of the hosts, Brandon Morgan, along with the great Carolyn Osorio, who is making time on a busy holiday weekend to join us. Carolyn, thank you. And how are you doing?
I just, magnifique.
You had a good
I'm
weekend?
adding a little like jiggy in there. Magnifique geek. I had a great weekend. I had just stellar weekend. So many different, it was all over the place, and I just loved it.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. How about you?
It was excellent, and strange. Not strange, but our neighbors have a beach house about an hour north of the city in a wonderful little community called Ventura, which is a little bit over the Los Angeles County line on the coast. It's great. And they have a beach house, but we're still in the May gray, right? In LA, where there's a huge heavy marine layer for a lot of the time, and it didn't burn off. And so it was cold, like the whole time, and not sunny and cold. And I feel like such a jerk because for years, I'd make fun of my wife and call her grandma when she'd say, I have a chill in me, like she was always cold and couldn't warm up. Mm-hmm. But I had a chill in me this weekend. I couldn't get warm no matter where I went. So I wound up sitting in a car with the heat blasting for an hour to warm up. It was really strange. I'd never really been.
You had the chill in you?
I did. I had a chill in me. I apologize to my wife for making fun of her all those times. But then I had a great time. The girls, doesn't matter. My girls are teenagers. They're going to try and get a tan no matter what. So they were out on the beach tanning in the overcast. And again, I forget how the sun works. So I just go out there and I gathered all these beach rocks and I was making a little tower, like a balance tower. It was great. It kept me occupied for a long time. And I got sunburn on the back of my neck. Because I figured, it's cloudy. I'm not going to get sunburned because I'm
rookie. Are you kidding me? A rookie. Look at this skin tone I've got. That's a freaking rookie
total,
move.
Total rookie move. Total rookie move. Yeah. But all in all, it was great. Good time, good friends, great conversation. Just a great time. Yeah. We had a really great time. So.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Yes. And Memorial Day's tough. I had a cousin who served in the Army in the first Gulf War and was a tank commander, and he came back different, and he hung in there for a long time, but ultimately he took his own life about almost 10 years ago. No, yeah, 8 years ago now. Yeah.
Sorry,
And
Branden.
yeah, I know. So for the fallen, that's what Memorial Day is all about. And I heard a stat today on the radio, and I forget what the cutoff date is. I don't know. I don't think it goes as far back as Vietnam. Maybe it does. I'm not sure. But since Vietnam, we've lost more service people to suicide than that have died in battle.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. I wish I had the stat perfect, but it's something awful like that. So yes, so talk to somebody, make a call, do whatever if you're feeling down. So anyway, it's important. But anyway, sorry to bring it down like that, but I just feel it's important to
No, I mean it's
talk
absolutely
about it.
important to say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yes,
He was a young man.
absolutely.
Yeah, he didn't make 50. My cousin
Mm.
Tom. Tom was his name. Tom Govan.
Well, I mean, I'm going to bring everybody down even further. And,
Yeah.
my cousin committed suicide, and he was a very, very close cousin to me. And
Yep.
he got into drugs and, went down this path of just got himself out of it. But then by the time he'd gotten himself out of it, he was going to, I guess, have to go to prison for something he'd done. And he chose to take his own life.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't as drastic. The end result was obviously drastic with my cousin, but
Mhm.
he had tried, man. He struggled with alcohol as well, to quiet those demons. And he messed up too many times. And when he found out that he was losing full custody of his kids.
Oh my gosh. Boy, we
Yeah,
are just
I know. It's feel good show of the year.
oh my gosh. No, but I mean, honestly, it is so important to discuss,
It's
even though
important to
it's
talk about it. Absolutely.
yeah, yeah,
100%. One
yeah.
of my best friends volunteers for the suicide hotline, and he does a lot of good for a lot of people, and it was a ton of training they had to go through. Like, I had no idea. I mean, I guess if I thought about it, they don't just throw any dipshit on there to take these serious calls. Like, there's a level of training involved and
Oh,
shadowing people and
absolutely.
yeah.
Yes,
And he's doing great stuff. So do what you can, people, but talk to somebody.
absolutely. Talk to
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, all right. Now let's downshift into something really terrible. Not that that wasn't terrible, but this is an awful, awful episode.
I know.
Specifically, with the name that this woman chose.
That's what you're going to start off with? Come on.
Well, come on. She changed her last name to Schabusiness. Who's going to take you seriously when you do
And
that?
this is such low-hanging fruit, even for you, okay?
Just saying,
Are you surprised?
make better decisions if you're going to change your name. Okay.
I can't
That's all I'm
even
saying.
go here with you because
Okay.
it's too serious to make fun of somebody who changes their last name to Schabusiness. Okay.
Is it? Is it? Okay. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Morgan, pull it together.
I'm trying. But so you know what? What's so interesting about this? What this reminded me of? I don't know if you can remember your first introduction to the awesome power of the internet. Do you remember? Because we're Gen X. Okay, we
Yeah.
went from an analog world to a digital world somewhere in our 20s. Okay, most Gen X, it was somewhere in your 20s.
Yeah.
We went from analog to digital. Okay, do you
Yeah.
remember when you were first introduced? Because I remember clear as day. And
I mean, I live in Seattle, so I feel like I don't remember and then my husband's like a computer guy. So I feel like I tangentially kind of knew about stuff, through him, but I don't remember. No, I don't. What do you remember?
So I was pretty late to the party. Okay, for me it was oh God, now I'm forgetting the year even, but it was before. It was Thanksgiving Day. I think it was 1994. I'm trying to relate it to baseball, and if 94 was the strike year. Okay, so 1994 was the strike year.
Dial up in my mind. Okay.
Okay, there was no World Series in 1994. Okay, so the World Series usually happens right before Thanksgiving, so it was definitely 1994 because it was at Thanksgiving, and we were talking about, because we're all baseball fans, and I was at my friend's, a brand new friend of mine, and he was having Thanksgiving at his house, and he had dial-up. He had like AOL dial-up, and he went to, there was this website called Dan's Gallery of the Grotesque. Okay. And it was really rudimentary. It was like something that a kindergartner would do with construction paper and like paste. Eat some paste and then put a picture on it, and then eat some more paste and put a picture on it. All it was like pictures of pictures or scans of like Polaroid pictures. And it was this couple that did a horrible crime, very similar to what Miss Schabusiness did here. Okay. They murdered somebody and then cut them up with a hacksaw, and they took pictures of themselves while they were doing it. Okay. And these fucking idiots, then they took that film to Photomat to get developed, and that's how they got caught. Okay. So it was a webpage dedicated to stupid criminals that did horrific things. And so it would take like 10 minutes for each picture to load. Okay. And I wasn't there. I was in there having a baseball conversation, and I hear every 10 minutes, oh, geez, like from the other room, like, what the fuck's going on? And my friend's wife was like, oh, there's this on the internet. I'm like, the internet, what are you talking about? And they, because I honestly didn't know. I was living a different kind of life back then. And so when I go in there and I see these pictures scroll through, I went, holy shit, this is awful. I can't believe, like, I didn't think that it was real. But when you're looking at something real as opposed to something that's faked or CGI, you just know, right? Which is why I'm not really scared of AI. But, and so that was my introduction. It wasn't like the internet's great because we can share ideas and look at it. No, it was like, look at these murder pictures. Okay?
That's crazy.
It was crazy, but it was so similar to what this psychopath did to this dude. It was just gnarly, really, really gnarly. But it maybe even a little bit worse because these people, they weren't crazy. They were having fun. Like, they hated this guy, obviously. Okay. To the point where they were like gleefully doing this in the pictures, like I remember it so clearly. It was awful.
So did you walk away or did you stay?
I walked away because by the time I got in there, all the pictures had populated onto the homepage. So they were like, not really thumbnails, but you could see like all like 24 pictures, and I went like really quick, like reading the page kind of in like fucking disgusting hieroglyphics, yeah. But I mean, that's nothing compared to what you could find on the internet today if you want to look for fucking gnarly stuff. But yeah, that was the first thing, and it was, man, it was crazy. So one thing I didn't get in this episode is, what year was this?
2022.
Oh, wow.
2022.
In Green Bay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh. So what a way to start with that 911 call.
I know.
Ooh. I think my kid's head's in a bucket in the basement. That's pretty crazy. So tell me how you found this story.
You think your kids... You stopped right when you said, I think my kids...
Oh, no. I said, so tell me how you found the story.
Yeah, my oldest daughter, who's 23, let me just preface this by saying 23. I was talking to her about just story ideas, and she's like, oh my gosh, Mom, I have to tell you about this story. And so I was like, saw it. And it's funny because, in true crime, so often it's like we have stories that, like, I have a really hard time telling certain true crime stories. I just won't touch them because it's so upsetting, and they're all upsetting, but you know what I mean? It's like different ones. And this is, I think that there's something about having a woman do this that it just is so goes against it. It goes against nature, I feel like. And I know that sounds really old school and just dumb, and I don't know how else to say it. So it just, because guys do it all the time. So I was kind of going up against that feeling of like, well, I can sit there and say about all these guys who do it, why can't I say it about a woman who's doing it? And so that's what made me want to pursue it. And I got this package from basically Green Bay, and they had all the body cam footage, all the photos, not of the crime scene or anything like that, but they had redacted so much of it. It was just really frustrating. It was just, as I was trying to, like, they wouldn't say, like, it was frustrating to know, like, how long it took them to actually find the rest of his remains down in the basement. Like, where is this guy? Because they were redacting like all the confession and everything. And so it's just a really disturbing case. And the idea that she did this and how she did it, and she eviscerated him and peeled his skin. I mean, just so like, what is this, So that's kind of how I came to the story.
Because they were like friendly, right? They knew each other.
They were, exes in high school. They dated for like 2 years. Then she ended up moving away, and then she came back. And I'm sure that, the mom was kind of like knew Taylor and was like, I don't even think she thought that they were dating or anything. They were friends. And what I didn't add there in the show, because there doesn't seem to be any proof that that she did this, although just because there's no proof doesn't mean she didn't. But she basically confessed to murdering between 6 to 8 other guys. And what she said that she did, was in this confession. This is what she said, that she basically would kind of get a mark. She would go to these bars and find a guy that she liked. And then she would, according to this confession, inject them, they were partying and they were having sex or whatever. And then she took it another step. They had no idea that then she was going to, if they passed out or something, inject them with something. And she liked to hear the sound of their heartbeat as it fades away. And then what she would do, according to this confession, and who knows if this is even true, so that's why I didn't put it in there. She would, after they died, she would then go make a copy of their key and go back and then kind of clean up, redress them so it looked like an overdose, and then just walk away and then throw the key away.
Jesus.
So, I mean, if you think about it, she couldn't remember specific guys. She couldn't remember where. She couldn't take them to find, so I don't, they couldn't track it back. So who knows if it's just her, I love Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm a huge fan. I want to go down in history.
Hey all, I'm Jamie Lynn Sigler, a mom, actor, and advocate. I know how overwhelming it can be trying to decide which treatment is right for you. I've been there. But you should know you're not alone. You can do this. Start with some research, talk to the community, and most importantly, don't be afraid to ask your doctor questions. You might find results that speak for themselves. That's how I landed on Kesimpta. Ask your doctor if Kesimpta, ofatumumab, could be right for you. You can check out the details at kesimpta.com.
The only reason that I would kind of lend even a little bit of credence to that confession, alleged confession, is that when she said that she cuddled with the headless body, like there was a level of intimacy that she was getting after. And that's very intimate to hear someone's heart slowly stop,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow. Does she spell her name with a Z? Is it a Z in Schabusiness?
I'm going to give you the business here in about 2 seconds. No.
It's not. Is it SHA-business?
No, it's SCH, Sha, and then I think maybe an E, and then business.
Oh, no hyphenation at all.
No.
Excuse me. I'm just wondering how to spell it when I title.
Schabusiness.
SCHAE.
I think.
So is the little German influence? Is it a German root? SCHAE, maybe Dutch? Is there Dutch in there?
I think it's made up. You can write her a letter. Write her a letter, Brandon. Ask her.
I might do that.
Mm-hmm.
Schabusiness.
You know what was crazy? This is crazy. Okay, so the roommate, who was basically like a father figure to her.
Got something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like a father figure. And he gave up his room. So it was a 1-bedroom apartment. She would sleep in the bedroom. He would sleep in like an easy chair in the living room.
Wow.
And was like trying to help her get her life back on track. Right. And so she is on house arrest and she leaves with the bracelet. So he's trying to deal with that. And he doesn't want to call the cops on her for taking his van because, he is trying to help her. But then when she's gone for a couple of days, he's starting to like, okay. Then she comes home and he could just tell that he didn't want to mess with her, basically. She just walks in like a stormtrooper, goes to her room, whatever. And so when she went down there, he was going out of the apartment to call the police. I don't know how that happened, where maybe he didn't see her go out, so he thought she was still in the bedroom. I don't know. But then he's like suddenly down on the ground. He does not know what's going on. They take him back to the interview room at the station. And so they don't know if he's involved. And they're like, he's wearing this kind of like shirt over this white t-shirt. And they're like, hey, it looks like, you got a little bit of, we're trying to figure it out too. It looks like you got a little bit of blood on your shirt, right? And he's like this. And he's like, no, that's chocolate.
Oh, this poor guy. He was just having a great time alone in his house, eating fucking fondue, right? Probably watching Netflix, just living his best life. And he gets dragged into the station on a fucking mutilation homicide. Oh my gosh, this poor guy. Wow. You should have included that. Lighten the episode up a little bit. It was a pretty heavy episode. Yeah.
I
Wow,
mean, you got to feel sorry for the guy.
I feel sorry for Tom. I definitely. Look, he's a grown man. His only vehicle is a minivan. He's made some bad choices, probably.
Hey, don't diss the minivan, okay? All right, don't diss.
The only gold minivan I ever got into was a rental. Okay. It's what was left. You end up with a gold minivan. You don't seek one out, okay?
I bet you rocked that hard.
I kind of did, I kind of did. I was riding dirty.
And juice.
Riding dirty, try to catch me riding dirty. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? My minivan's gotten me out of a few scrapes, I'll tell you.
Okay. Listen, I love the minivan. Lee Iacocca, right? Chrysler. Minivan saved Chrysler. Did you read Iacocca's book? It was amazing.
I didn't.
Anyway, so the cops get there. They find the head in the bucket.
Yeah.
And then what was really chilling and a cool bit of storytelling was the reveal that the rest of him was also there. Like, quote, you wrote, hiding in plain sight in these different tote bags and duffel bags and shit. Because she was planning on leaving with them, but she wanted to keep the head and the parts, right? She put those in a bucket with a Jolly Rancher. That was a weird addition. Like, in case she wanted one later. If you wanted a Jolly Rancher later.
I think she ate the Jolly Rancher and it was just the wrapper.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So, all right. So she comes over to see him and they decide, hey, we're exes and we got nothing going on. Let's take another twirl. And they hop in bed and she goes, I got this dog collar. Let me start choking you out. And then she just decided not to stop. I guess so. There was a point where he goes, yeah, okay. I'm not kink shaming anybody. That's great. Okay, fine. Choke me out with a dog collar. Cool. Whatever.
According to her, she was acting like he was into it in the beginning.
Yeah, sure.
According to her. I mean, we don't know because.
Well, I would think he'd have to be, unless he was under duress immediately, and she did that after he was already passed out or whatever.
Yeah.
But they were not post-mortem injuries. Like, those injuries happened while he was alive, right? That was.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. And it sounds like the way that the ME described it, like he struggled and was
this guy.
Chain was coming up. And it's like, that's why I added those details, because it's like what this guy went through. He was trying to get out of this locked position. And, it reminded me of like the GRK, like a detective who said, when he would get them in that vulnerable position, in that chokehold, they had. It was game over. And that's what it felt like. And he was fighting and it was going up. And I mean, it just was like, she was enjoying that. She didn't want it to end. She liked it.
Well, the medical examiner was really thorough.
He was.
Really
thorough. God, you should have seen his notes. It was crazy.
It made me think of that wonderfully awful scene in Silence of the Lambs, in the cage in Chicago when Lecter gets free and he's killing the cop with the baton, and it's just a shot up, and Lecter's looking right at the camera, and he's got this look of ecstasy and joy on his face. He's like,
I can
oh, as
picture
he's
it right now. I can picture it right now.
oh, so amazing, just such amazing filmmaking. And that's what I thought of with Schabusiness, with the chain around this guy's neck. Just wow. And then, in his opinion, the amount of time that she spent with the body doing her business, like hours. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
In the family home, Brandon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like all day Tuesday. The family's coming and going.
Well, that was her day. What'd you do today? I had a long day.
It's not like the basement door I don't even know if there was a door. Okay. I think there might've been a door, but when I saw the body cam footage, he just walked downstairs, and to just be there all day, doing this all day long. And at some point the mom came down because the cat wanted to use the cat litter box.
Yeah.
And she was just quiet and just waited for her. And then, of course the mom isn't going to be like, hello,
what's going on in my basement?
What are you guys doing? Like, she obviously knew what they were doing, not really knowing, but you give your kid, they're adults.
How old were they?
She was 24 and I think he was 25, or it's the reverse. Yeah.
Whoa. And so she chalked it all up.
Just one thing, I would have added more of her confession, but the audio was so bad. But her demeanor was, it's like she was smiling, she was smirking, she was laughing, but she was super calm. And it was just so unsettling. Like, she did not, she did not feel bad. Or like, it was kind of like this was her, presenting to the world, or something. I don't know. Like, it was like,
was she going for a psycho kind of thing, or was she?
Well, the fact that she was like looking up Jeffrey Dahmer, and like 2 weeks before this happened, it tells me that my armchair psychology is like, she's been thinking about this. Yeah. You don't go from just like choking someone out and then completely decapitating them. I mean, it's what she did to him, flaying him. That's what the medical examiner said. Flayed him.
And she did something with his left thigh, because it's part of that's missing still. Right?
They actually found like his left foot inside of him in the body. I mean, it's like, this was planned. Like, you don't, and apparently the dad called her in jail, and in the records that I read, and the dad was like, but you were all high on meth. And she's like, I don't know, kind of like that, like intimating that.
Well, that's what she says. It was like in a meth rage,
Right. But by the time, maybe in the beginning, but then throughout, I mean, it wears down, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You sober up, and you're still doing it,
Oh, and for a penny and for a pound, right?
I mean, it's just, yeah, we've covered a lot of these cases, but for some reason, I don't know what it is, when just the idea of a woman doing it, it just feels different.
Because you guys are better than us. You don't expect it. It's
okay.
We're raid monsters. You're not. You're much more, much more passive aggressive in your rage. We're more we're more overt in our lunacy.
We'll just eviscerate you with our passive aggressive comments.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're the better species. What are they? The gentler sex, as they say.
Well, clearly not Schabusiness.
Not Schabusiness.
No.
Schabusiness had some anger issues.
Yeah, they actually had to put a spit thing. I've never seen this before, but during her trial, they had to put this cowl kind of around her.
Spit guard.
It was insane. So,
I mean, God, did they do any background on her? Like, what messed her up? Why she had so much anger?
Yeah, I think that her mom died when she was really young, and I think a sibling, and then her dad was actually in prison during this, and
Wow.
And the judge was like, took issue with the dad blaming the system for her, saying that's what the issue was here, that the system failed Taylor. And he was like, not happy with that. Like, this is, you failed your daughter,
Of course.
So I felt it was pretty, interesting what he had to say. You could tell that he was kind of, this was his moment to give like a 20-minute speech about what he thought happened, and I was like, you're going to just give her life without the possibility of parole. Are you real? It felt disingenuous that he'd mentioned her. She had a rough childhood and she got into drugs and all that stuff. And, I don't know. It just felt like he was like on his platform, this was his moment,
Wow. So I just Googled Taylor Schabusiness.
You figured out how to spell it?
Yeah, it's just SCHA, Schabusiness. Mm-hmm. Oh, there she is with the spit guard on her face. Wow.
Well, considering it's a made up last name, I'm the fact that I'm not knowing exactly how to spell it.
Oh yeah. You got to pass on that. I mean, it could be anything. There could have been a silent 7 in there, and we wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, her real name is Taylor Denise Coronado.
Oh, right, Coronado. Yes. Yeah. I think the husband, she was married, and his last name had something like Sha something, and then she was like, I don't know, this is anecdotal, and she was like, I'm going to name myself Schabusiness.
Oh, what a great idea.
Yeah.
My goodness. Wow. Well, tragedy. And what was the guy's name? Shad
Tyrion.
Shad Tyrion. Shad's an interesting name also.
Yeah, it is.
Not unique like Schabusiness, but definitely not common.
Yeah, I mean, it just is like.
Oh man, he was like a fun-loving kid. He looks like a fun-loving dude.
It's hard to, and the dad actually said that he forgave her. He forgave Taylor. Wow. I don't know how people have that fortitude, to forgive killers.
Yeah, Warren, her husband Warren's real name was Warren Shabau.
Okay, right.
A regular name.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah. Hold on, this way. Her husband's original surname was Shabo, Shabo, mm-hmm. and then they just started to get creative. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to be Shabo, but I'm going to be
Schabusiness.
Schabusiness. This is a Schabusiness.
That'll really announce.
Mm-hmm. Well, passive aggressive. Okay.
Wow. Well, listen. Very disturbing episode. Your daughter has problems, and she should see a therapist. I'm kidding.
It's not accepting to law school, so I.
No, I mean, hey, listen. It's a really interesting find, and this is the kind of thing where I'm almost more interested in what broke in her. Mm-hmm. You're not born wanting to do stuff like this. She went through psych evals and everything. Like she was competent to stand trial. And
yeah, I mean, if you,
I'm sorry, what I'm saying, in something like this, you almost prefer someone to be diagnosed as schizophrenic, right? Because you don't want to think that a normally well-adjusted person would have the capability of doing it, So it's disturbing.
I know, and that's the difference, like with men, Ted Bundy and all that stuff, like the idea that he could just be this quote unquote normal guy, and she's, I'm not going to say the same, but like, during these interviews, I mean, she was just like giggling, smiling, like you would want to try to say, there's something going on up there, but then she was seemed very clear-headed about how she described things, and she didn't leave anything on the table. She told them, like, that's how they found out that the rest of him was in the basement, because she told them, like, they and the basement, like anybody's basement, when you're, there's clutter, there's boxes there, it wasn't like it was this porter's house at all. And it just had stuff stacked up, and you just wouldn't think. And then she had done so much cleaning that, I could see why they, were confused.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, let's leave it there. Great job. Disturbing, but well covered and well told. So, give us like a fairy tale next week or something. Okay. Let's cleanse the palate.
I know.
But don't kill the princess. Give us a regular fairy. No, I'm kidding. Well done. Well done. If you enjoyed the episode, please consider sharing it with your friends, or go over to Apple Podcasts, give us a rate and a review. It helps more than you know. And please consider supporting the great companies that support our show, because without them, we couldn't do it. And that's the truth. Carolyn, anything you'd like to add?
Nope. Have a fabulous week, and we will see you next time.
Thank you very much. Until next time, stay safe out there, everybody.
From Cloud 10, Criminal Mischief is a pie-in-the-sky production recorded in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. We're produced by Brandon Morgan and myself. Music by Soundstripe. I'm Carolyn Osorio, your writer and host.